Blood pouring out the vein in your body, that's a warm feeling. Went through the surgery, still didn't heal me. Think about it a little bit. What would Martin Luther King be if he went worse? If he had hooked up?
I saw Wilt Chamberlain run under 2 minutes in the 800.
Some of the statistics about you as an athlete, an all-around athlete, people don't know this about you. A shot-putting champion, undefeated for long periods of time.
I saw him put the shot over 50 feet.
He threw the shot 56 feet. Skip, Wilt, he triple jumped 50 feet, and he won the Big 8 high jump 3 straight years.
The rumor got out and scared the daylights out of everybody in the country.
A 50-inch vertical jump.
I'm getting 50 inches off of the ground on a vertical.
Not all just imagination. Probably go out and be a leading rebounder.
Well, rebounder.
Yeah, rebounder, right. Which is a part of the game.
Yeah,
you got to have the ball to win.
That's right.
Do you think, in a limited role, and this was talked about not too long ago, that you could come back and compete and contribute in today's NBA?
I'm still very active in sports. Yes, I can come back in a limited role. Yes, I really, really could.
Let's start another rumor. Maybe I should. First of all, why wait till Luka only go down?
Physically, he was still the most imposing physical player that ever played this league, period. There's no one that's come close to him in terms of just physical prowess.
And as athletic as any man who ever walked the earth.
He was a true athlete, and his physical prowess was unbelievable.
He's going to the basket.
Great play by the big man. Great defensive work. Tremendous ball handling.
Chamberlain again underneath.
And
great shot by Chamberlain.
By the fact that he led the league in assists later on, showed he could pass the basketball. So Wilt had all the tools. He didn't display them all the time because he was asked to do other things.
He can hurt you with assists like that also, playing the post.
That was a great pass by Wilt Chamberlain.
Wilt Chamberlain, most valuable player in the National Basketball Association this year.
Chamberlain is the greatest scoring machine the game has ever known, and he can score on you in dozens of ways. Here's one you can't stop, the fall-away jumper. And he hits this repeatedly, despite good defense. That fall-away jumper just cannot be stopped. Beautiful.
Competitive spirit that he had. That's the one thing about Wilt. Wilt did not like to lose.
Jimmy Breslin wrote a famous article that was in the Saturday Evening Post. How many people in any sport has that been said, that the person is going to destroy the game?
It's almost like you imagine him going home at night and thinking, what next? What would be a good number? And then he'd go out and do it.
He never fouled out of a professional basketball game in his entire career.
On the 55 rebound game, how about that?
He blocked 26 shots. It's not possible for any human being to do the kinds of things that he was able to do.
He said, I'll lead the league in assists next year. How's that? Led the league in assists. Wilt could do whatever he wanted to on the basketball court. Strong, palmed a bowling ball, a 16-pound bowling ball. Didn't put his fingers in the sockets and the holes. Palmed it like that and held it out.
48 minutes a game is really enough, you said, but playing a whole season, 48 minutes a game. I mean, when I look back in retrospect, I said, what were they doing to me?
In the 50s, they knew of Wilt Chamberlain in China. That's how big an athlete he was and is. You're not talking about, you go and say Joe DiMaggio to somebody in China, they don't know who Joe DiMaggio is, and Joe DiMaggio is a great athlete. This man is world-renowned.
Admired by nations and revered in old neighborhoods, Wilton Norman Chamberlain reached a place above all men who ever played basketball, a sport he learned at a legendary high school.
It's hail to D. Overbrook High.
He rose above teammates and dwarfed opponents. He was bigger than life, the Paul Bunyan of the playground. The Big Dipper made more than headlines. He made history. He rewrote the rule books and shattered the record books in high school, college, then the pros.
When I think of Wilt Chamberlain, I think of the only athlete in the history of team sport that was greater than the sport he participated in.
Played every minute of every ball game. He averaged over 50 points a game one year.
55 rebounds in one ball game.
Yeah.
Comment.
Yeah, the thing I like about that, it was against the best team in basketball.
But of all the records, one was so astounding it became a great moment in sports history. In 1962, he scored 100 points against the New York Knicks.
When I made the 100 points, I was averaging over 50 a game, so it was like doubling your average, you know. And I was not that impressed at the time, but as I look at it and remember how hard those guys tried to keep me from scoring all of those points, I kind of chuckle.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports history is made here this week, Hershey, Pennsylvania, in a game in which Wilt Chamberlain threw in 36 field goals, 28 fouls for a total of 100 points. This is just absolutely incredible. I'd like you to meet and congratulate Wilt Chamberlain. So let's bring him on.
If he grows up, I might lose a job.
No. Well, of course, that is the most incredible thing that's ever happened in indoor sports. The audience wants to congratulate you. We want to congratulate you and tell you how pleased we are to have you on our show tonight.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you very, very much.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, entering ring, the challenger, Jolton Jr. Davis. And now, entering the ring, the champion, tiny Irish Bob Murphy. Don't go away.
Who's he?
That's the champ. Tiny Irish Bob Murphy.
But he ain't tiny, and I have a sneaking suspicion he ain't even Irish.
His eyes are smiling.
You old son of a gun, you. You're the champ. He's Irish. But he ain't tiny. He definitely ain't tiny.
Go in there. The ref wants to talk to you.
Champ, let me check that glove.
Hey, little fella, give me a hand, will you?
Sure.
That's a good glove. Come on. Boys, this is a 15-round fight.
Don't bet on that. I have a dinner date in 10 minutes. I'll be showered, shaved, and dressed. And 5 minutes early.
You got him now.
What do you mean I got him?
And if there's a knockdown, you go to the nearest neutral corner. All right?
That's where I'm going right now. Where you going? To the nearest neutral corner, which happens to be, for me, 125th Street and 8th Avenue. Later, you got him.
Come on. Get in there. Get him in a clinch. We'll think of something.
Don't worry about a thing. He's scared to death of you.
Get him in a clinch.
Yeah, we'll think of something. Don't worry.
Look, I tell you what. Why don't you get him in a clinch? Because I already thought of something I told him before. I'm gonna leave. Don't kill me.
Come on.
Go ahead, get him.
All right, fight.
All right, get him. Get him there, Joe. Hit him in the midsection.
You got him now. You got him, Junior. That's it. Hit him again.
Now you got him. Get him on the ropes.
That was a good one, Junior.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, you got him now.
One more like that. Get him, David.
Attaboy. You got him.
Now you got him.
Come on. Hey, there's only one hope left. Try and make friends with him.
That's
it.
Make
friends.
Make friends with him?
Make a friend of him.
6'3½", Muhammad Ali, the heavyweight champion of the world, at 7 feet 1 inch, Wilt the still Chamberlain, and what you have just seen was the decisive edge and reach that Wilt would have if these two men do in reality fight. Gentlemen, may I join you for just a minute? I'd like to bring your trainer, Angelo Dundee, in here with your handler, Drew Bodini. Fellas, would you come on in? I'd like you...
The reach don't mean nothing if you can't find nothing.
I should like Angie to measure it,
Naturally,
Muhammad.
reach is longer.
But let the viewers see for themselves what the reach would be. Back to back, gentlemen.
Just get the pen.
Oh, you want to measure Wilt first? All right, go ahead.
Sign the contract. Just get the contract. All of this talking
He got the pen out.
Football boxers, basketball players,
Got the pen.
football players, and co-sales.
Right.
What is the reach, Angie?
He's the agitator. If he wants to agitate you into a fight, I'll get you.
7 feet.
That's right, it's 91, 92 inches.
All right, now measure the champ, will you?
And then measure you.
Would you just back off and let them come into
You're the
camera?
one getting this man in trouble.
May we have your reach, please, champ?
Reach don't mean nothing. Terrell had a reach, too. Terrell had a bad jab when the fight started. You couldn't find it.
Wait a minute, Angie.
This is belittling to me, a world champion and a basketball player.
He's 78 inches and a half, 79.
And so the edge is about a foot.
Reach don't
About
mean
a
nothing.
foot. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Gentlemen, would you join me here, right in mid-camera position, if you will? Well, let me have your right hand.
My right hand.
Your right hand. Let's hold it up to this camera. Now, your right hand.
Man, this don't mean nothing. David slew Goliath.
Well, why'd you throw your slingshot away?
Slingshot.
I don't
They
I
ain't
can't
take that in the
stand
ring
in
with
the
you, for
ring,
sure.
but I have something unseen power that'll whip you.
You will admit that his hands
see.
are bigger even than Sonny Liston's were.
That don't mean nothing. This man don't have a chance against me.
Go ahead.
Say it again. Say it
Man,
again.
you know it better not do.
One more time.
Well, I tell you what, people are writing me mail from all over the country and the world. They believe you can
But I
win.
want you to do
Well, listen, we can.
Huh?
Put your reach out. Let me see what you got in there.
I got to see
Show
it.
them what you
Go
got.
reach there. This right
That
there.
don't
No,
mean nothing.
Very
That
easy.
don't mean nothing.
Until you get that pen, though. See,
Seriously.
that pen.
Well, this match may very well come to pass. This is not
I hope
real.
so.
In the
I'm
last
saying, I hope
analysis,
so.
it's nice to kid about it, but it's no laughing matter. Now, how could you match his foot speed?
His foot speed.
Well, that's easy.
I
All
don't
you have to
know.
do is take 2 steps and he'll be
Did he ever
across the
knock
ring.
anyone out?
2 steps and he'll be
Huh?
across the ring.
Did he ever knock anyone out with his feet? No? Did you see him knock one out with his feet?
No.
Kangaroos use their
No,
feet.
but that
Right,
Ali
yeah.
shuffle.
Huh?
That Ali shuffle will make you
Show me
That's
Ali
good.
shuffle right now.
That's good for a shoe shine.
I'll put that
That's
Ali
good for a
shuffle
shoe
on.
shine. That's nice if that's what you're watching. That's nice if that's what you're watching. It's nice.
That Ali
Watch that
shuffle.
when I'm watching. I used to shine shoes myself.
I tell you what, let's quit all the talking. I have a place. I have somewhere to go, Howard. And let's get the contract signed. As soon as I take care of
You hear him now. He said get the contract signed.
We'll get the
Now
contract
he's
signed.
talking.
We're
All
gonna
right.
work on it. My manager, Herbert Muhammad, has, I think he
Please
will
talk
okay this
to him.
fight. I
Please
think he
talk
will
to
okay
him.
this
I want
fight.
you to talk to him.
And after you, I want all the basketball players out there, football players.
In the meantime, good luck for the
I have
title.
one thing to say here on TV. I want the doctors to check you. I don't want your age checked. I want your stomach checked. I want your arm checked. I don't want no back trouble or no eye trouble.
Who's going to check you, though? I want to know.
I don't need checking.
You don't need checking.
You just be ready.
All you need is a check, right?
I'll
Thank
see.
you very
Let me go. You just get ready.
He challenged me about a few years ago before they took my title, back in '67. We were on Howard Cosell's show.
6'3½", Muhammad Ali, the heavyweight champion of the world, at 7 feet 1 inch. Wilt, the still Chamberlain, and what you have just seen.
I thought he was joking.
I actually had a match. It was a proposed match. We were like that close, I mean, within seconds of signing at the Houston Astrodome back in 1969.
Angelo Dundee said to Muhammad, "You can't do this." And Muhammad says, "Why not? He can't fight." And Angelo stood up on a chair.
He's strong. Milton Gross was telling me a story about where he held up the back of his big car while somebody changed the tires, which is a hard job. I tried it a couple of times, and it's rough basketball. One fellow said, "Why are you picking on a basketball player? He can't fight." And my question was, have you ever saw any black man on the street that couldn't fight?
He said to me, "Wilt, I can teach you how to beat one person. I can teach you to beat Muhammad Ali. And he will not know anything about what you can do, but you'll know everything about what he can do."
He's strong, he's heavy, he's got the reach, and I would say he's more skillful in boxing than Joe Frazier is.
I mean, I respect Muhammad Ali, and you know, I know he's a great boxer, you know. And I remember telling my father that I was maybe going to fight Muhammad Ali. My father looked at me, he was the biggest boxing fan in the world. He says, "My advice is go work on your foul shooting." And I said, you know, and I said, "Okay, Dad." But I started believing what Cuss was saying, and we came very, very close to doing so.
Any predictions?
One prediction. Timber!
And I must say, there was a fear. And one of the fears, though, was sort of like quieted because I believe that Muhammad was a gentle, good man. And if he was really much too much for me, he might have just, I thought, knocked me out gently. You know what I'm saying? But boxing is a strange sport. I mean, with some of the things they had going for me, there might have been a chance that maybe I could have done something very, very bad to him. To prove to people it wasn't just my height that was getting me across in these various sports. It was some other intrinsic things that I had that made me a good athlete.
Very solid job, and that's very important.
Yeah, you know, the only thing that was not so nice was that I was this height at 14 years of age. The toughest thing for me was growing up and being stared at and being looked at and being talked about in that particular way. Other than that, it was a good childhood.
I'm gonna tell you something. As bad as you looked, you didn't miss by that much. You just seen me make 2 in a row. No, I had to set boy fast. There you go. I'm doing $5. I just made the last 3 of them. I don't care. This is the one I'm talking about for $5. Get it up! Get it up!
Would you like to tell Clyde how many points you would score if you played in the game today? How many points did you average?
Well, you got to understand with the rules of the day, with the offense not allowed to touch you, can't come in and put 3 or 4 guys around you when you don't have the ball. Probably about 65 or 70 might be a good thing, you know.
I've been watching. We'll give you a couple talks soon, man. All right, let's go ahead.
Well, to this 50th anniversary celebration season of the NBA, we flash back to the '62 All-Star game in St. Louis, and Philadelphia's Wilt Chamberlain lit up the West squad for 42 points, an All-Star record. Wilt also with 24 rebounds in the game. The West won it anyway, 150 to 130. There is 13-time NBA All-Star Wilt Chamberlain. Let's go to Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Bob. I'm here with Wilt Chamberlain, one of the greatest players to ever play the game. But I guess I could say that about 50 times, but when I'm talking about you, big fella, a little bit more enthusiasm.
Well, I appreciate that. It's nice though to be here, but I want to say one thing. You know, they keep talking about all of us being great and so on and so forth, but our chances would have never came if it wasn't for the originators of the NBA. And
I saw you and Michael Jordan talking. Now, I didn't know that you guys had never met.
Never met.
What was going on in that conversation?
Well, I just went over to say hello to him, and I was like everybody else. I meant all. You understand? So I went over to say hello and said that we had to get together and talk sometime, which he wanted to do. And it was nice. I mean, most people would have thought that we had met, but no, I don't play golf. You understand? And he doesn't play volleyball. So, but you know, here we are now.
42 points you scored in '62. Anybody going to top that?
I don't think so today. If so, they have to get 27 rebounds too. I don't know.
Oh, you just, Mark, you see, he threw that in. 42 and 27. Back to you, Mark.
All right, thanks, Ahmad.
Retired in '73, time and again Wilt is asked to return to the arena, to once again do battle on the boards. And even today, no one questions his condition.
I've become an exerciseaholic. But I am really into exercising a great deal right now. I have a weight program that I work on. To the exercise classes I run. I play a lot of racquetball. I do interval running, quarter miles and half miles. Sometimes I do some distance work. But I feel, like you said, I feel like I'm in much better shape now than I've been in.
That the world is extraordinary, and I'm really pretty ordinary. But it's how people view you, One of the things that always bothered me was people always wondered, well, where do you sleep? How big is the bed that you sleep in? It never bothered me. It was people view you in a certain way, and because you're a foot taller or so than the average guy, to them that foot sometimes is 5 or 6. An old lady once asked me how tall I was, and I said 6'11". I was in high school at the time, and she said I just lied to her that she couldn't believe. She said, you got to be 9 feet tall. Well, people see you as being something much more than what I see myself as being. Well, because I'm really very content with myself. I'm happy about what I'm about. I don't need people to lean on. I enjoy people. I love them. I love to interact. But basically, I like to reflect, and I have to do that by myself. I'm very happy being alone.
Did you retire right after basketball, basically? You didn't,
no, I went right into volleyball. I played professional volleyball actually longer than I played basketball. I kind of helped to get volleyball started in this great country of ours.
He was one of history's greatest Pied Pipers because everywhere he went, he had a following.
We played for hours and hours and hours.
People marveled at just seeing Wilt grovel on the sand.
He was too big to move back and forth and dig. You know, his arms were long. And he got very good.
And he thought he could make the Olympic team as a volleyball player.
He was a better player than I would have expected him to be. I knew he'd be able to spike. That's not going to be a question, but that he was as agile as he was surprised me. He went through a whole training program to become a very good volleyball player.
And just said, that's it. I think I can build volleyball, and he became the international volleyball president.
I really love the sport. The sport gives me a chance to be competitive once again. I think also the sport has a lot of things that basketball had for me. And right now, I'm still kind of learning the game, and I really love it. And I enjoy it. I'm going to play as long as I enjoy it.
Volleyball. You went to the top.
I played professional volleyball for about 15 years.
How much cash were you raking in from that?
Oh, yeah, a whole lot.
When you play against Wilt, obviously it was intimidating. He's 300 pounds, he's 7'2".
He had so much power, so tremendously strong. It was just awe-inspiring. A lot of people hit the ball 100 miles an hour, but it seemed to me that he was hitting them 200 miles an hour.
He hits the ball hard, blocks well, and for a while led the league in attacking efficiency.
If they kept block shots, I think you and I would both know the answer right now. Who would? Unfortunately, didn't have
the only thing I wanted to do was just try driving on him, which is crazy. Because every time I attacked him, he blocked my shot.
Robinson with the ball, but watch the great defensive move by Chamberlain.
If he played in the league at this point in his career, when he was 25, 27 years old, he would lead the league in scoring, he would lead the league in rebounding, he would lead the league in block shots.
When people talk about players touching the top of the boards, the only man I knew that was able to do that was Wilt Chamberlain.
For one game we played, it was against Chicago. I don't think for 6 minutes they never got a shot that hit the rim of the basket. And, you know, Wilt just went out, contested every shot, jump shots and everything. I never saw anything like it.
He played a game against the Detroit Pistons. He blocked 26 shots.
There were a couple of games when Wilt had 25 blocks. Now, this is dominance.
Keep playing. Play again. Yeah, dog. Come on, dog. All right, appreciate it. I got you. But yeah, so I mean, it'll be easy. It'll be easy. I mean, I'm losing. I hear it. I got you right here, bro. How y'all doing? I'm all right. I like this. I like the strutting. Oh yeah. Out the magnificent. Oh yeah. I like the tune. And I hope you had just that kind of time. At the magnificent. Oh yeah. I love that. Masquerade. While you soulful strutting on by. Oh yeah.